Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Don't make assumptions. Ask for what you want. Find the courage to ask for what you want. Others have the right to tell you yes or no, but you always have the right to ask. Likewise, everyone has the right to ask you for what they want, and you have the right to say yes or no. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials close up 298. We had the NASDAQ up 39. S&Ps are up 19.5. Percentage-wise out here, you had the Dow up 1.2%. NASDAQ up 0.5%. S&Ps up 0.7%. Inside the Dow Industrials, strength out here inside the Dow. Boeing was the big number. Out of the 298 points, you had Boeing put in 87 positive points, United Health 22, Caterpillar 22. There were only two equities inside the Dow Industrials that were negative. You had Merck put in 3 negative points, and Johnson & Johnson put 3 negative points in. Gold contract. What do we do with the gold contract? You rejected lower price, had lighter volume, closed in the positive. Gold had traded down to $12.81. We closed out at $12.91. Silver, same setup in silver. Silver's trading $16.52. Now, silver has stayed in its larger trading range. What I expect you're going to see here as we go through this trading week, we are going to have high volatility inside the metal markets, inside the bond market, and inside the currency market. This is going to be a wild week. We're coming into the Memorial Day weekend. We're coming into window dressing. Each one of those, meaning gold, bonds, they have rejected the lower end of the range they're in. The dollar has rejected the higher range. They were fighting all day long and been fighting some time about the dollar index, about this 93,480 mark. Right now, we are at 93,465 mark. So we went topside last Friday, finally got over the December 12th high, couldn't handle it today, come right back inside, had lighter volume. That's a failure on price, failure on volume. That baby wants to back off. The real question is going to be, how do we back off? Do we back off with volume or, in fact, as it goes down? The last time we backed off was last week, well, the week and a half ago. We had backed down. First day had volume. Third day, volume contraction big time. That's when it finally made that run for the 93,480 mark. Oil up $1.16. Trading $72.42. That market, folks, wants to run to $75. $75 is a low of 2011 as well as 2012. If we get by $75, man, 105 is game here, which is really sad. Gasoline market, basically get your credit card out, folks, because right now we're $2.25. Wholesale gas, the way that this market is trading right now, it looks to me, we put this on a continuous contract. What you're going to see out here when you pull it back is that there's not much stopping this this contract right now from trading up to the $2.50 mark. That's wholesale. We get to that thing, wholesale, that's going to be retail prices of pretty close to $3.80, maybe $4. So big numbers out here. Notes and bonds. Note and bond market did reject lower price today. You had lighter volume. That's after having a sign of strength on Friday. They also want higher price. If we take a look at the 10-year, 10-year right now is at 3.054. Bottom line, the high for the year is 3.111. The 30-year actually got back inside its higher trading range today. So I expect what we're going to see overnight, as well as tomorrow, we're going to get some action inside this note and bond market. 141.14 was the number, and right now we're at 141.14. And good old King Dollar, this was the battle out here all day long. King Dollar closed out at 93.465. We made a high of 93.965. You did 21,800 contracts, and this has been a one-way move. We started out on the 17th of April at 88,900. We ran all the way up to 93,965, and now you closed under this level from December 12th, which we was trying to get into for a long period of time. So what I do expect we're going to see here is that we're going to see a lot of movement inside the commodity market, inside the bond market, inside the currency market. As that was happening coming into the close, what we had with the euro had a low out here today of 117.17. We closed out at 117.88. That also basically rejected lower price, was coming down to the swing point that had been established out there last December. Bottom line, rejected it. So we have some very large consolidations, and those consolidations, folks, let's go over to just oil next. Those consolidations, bottom line, each one of them have rejected, in the dollars case, it rejected the high. And the gold's case, it rejected the low. In the bonds case, it rejected the low. So big numbers all over the place. If we go over to oil, we bring the continuous contract back so you can see what we're looking at inside the oil market. This continuous contract, when you bring this back, what you're going to see is that we are coming into the lows of the highs. And those numbers there, you're talking about $75. That was the low of the high in 2011. $77 was the low of the high in 2012. If we get into those areas by a couple dollars, what is game once again is $107. So it's a big number. And once we broke over the $63 level, that was the consolidation that we've been in since December of 2014. You break over that level, there's not much to basically stop that baby from getting up into that much higher price point. Pretty amazing, actually. If we go over and we take a look, we're talking about driverless cars. This is quite a story because Intel had bought Mobileye, which is a bottom line is that driver-assisted program, and they are going to accelerate in that race to create a fully drivable car. Bottom line is that they were unveiling, showing this last week, and they were doing really well. There was a Bloomberg reporter that was with them. And then what ended up happening, unfortunately, is that they had a press event yesterday. And at the press event yesterday, what ended up happening is that, and this was in Jerusalem, which is Mobileye's hometown, and unfortunately what ended up happening is that, what does the car do? Goes right through a red light, okay, when the whole world is watching and the channels are watching. But then, so technically what the story is really about is then the CEO came out and says, oh yes, well, what had happened is that the transmitters from the TV cameras created electronic magnetic interference. All these cars, folks, they got a long way to go. There's interference everywhere. Stay right there, folks. Come right back.